October 24th, 1955, Tenterfield, New South Wales. Katherine Knight entered a world already filled with tension. Her home was far from peaceful. Her mother was sharp-tongued and loud. Her father drank heavily, and fear became part of bedtime. In that house, no one whispered, no one listened. Katherine never learned gentleness, only anger, shouting, and long silences. She left school at 15, unable to read or write. But that didn't matter where she was going. The local meat processing plant wasn't interested in grades. It wanted skilled, steady hands. Katherine had those. She quickly proved herself. Co-workers respected her work and feared her quiet intensity. She even carried her tools home in velvet. They were the only things she treated with reverence. For Katherine, love meant control. Her relationships didn't simply end. They fell apart dramatically. Once she harmed a pet in front of her partner to punish him for coming home late. Another time, a man woke up to her holding a knife above his chest. And yet, they stayed. For a while. Maybe out of guilt. Maybe because they didn't believe she'd ever really go that far. But John Price, he believed, just not soon enough. By 1995, Katherine was 40, dangerous like a storm, calm at first but intense when it hit. John was a good man, quiet, steady, and a father of 3. He gave her a chance. She gave him chaos. At first, she seemed caring, cooking, getting along with his kids. Then came jealousy, threats, and false accusations. She filmed things at his home and sent it to his employer. He lost his job. He asked her to leave, but somehow she returned. In February 2000, John went to the police. He said, "If I don't come to work tomorrow, she did something to me." That's a real quote. He left a note for his children. Part goodbye, part warning. March 1st, he didn't show up. Concerned neighbors called the police. Officers entered the house. What they found didn't look like a typical crime scene. It looked like a disturbing story come to life. John's remains had been treated with alarming precision. His skin had been removed and hung in the entryway, as if on display. In the kitchen, something was cooking on the stove. 2 plates were set on the table. Meat, vegetables, and handwritten name cards. They bore the names of his children. In a back room, they found Katherine, calm, breathing, asleep. She gave no reason, no explanation. She pled guilty, waived her right to trial, and disappeared into prison. The judge gave her the maximum sentence, life, no chance of parole, no appeals. She became the first woman in Australian history to receive a life sentence with no possibility of release. Now she doesn't live, she simply exists behind the walls of Silverwater Women's Correctional Center. She doesn't speak, doesn't write, no interviews, no expression of regret. Her silence was perhaps the final act of control. Katherine Knight didn't just commit a terrible act. She left a permanent mark on Australia's memory. And while she remains behind bars, the discomfort she caused still lingers. Because in most stories, the monster disappears, but she didn't.